Hello and welcome to another episode of My ArundelBiz podcast, powered by Anne Arundel Economic Development Corporation. I'm Grayson Orfe.
And I'm Steve Adams, Marketing Manager here at AAEDC, and also a guy that loves flowers, whether planting them or shopping around at one of the many farmers markets in the county. So with that in mind, I'm very pleased to be here at Mahers Florist, one of the best places to get flowers in the county, and to introduce Mahers' owner. This is Kim Wharton. So Kim, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me.
And I guess just to kick things off, if you could tell everyone a little bit about Mahers' history and how you got started in the industry as well as became the owner.
Okay. So we just celebrated 45 years March 1st.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So March 1st, 1977, my mom decided she wanted to open a flower shop, and that's how Mahers got started. Though at a young age, I had no interest in the flower business. It was something I did part-time through college and just fell in love with it.
Okay.
So my mom and I worked side by side through the years, and then she has more or less stepped back out of the business, and it's become my baby.
Right. Awesome.
Now, the thing about it is that, so as a guy who is constantly in trouble with his wife, I'm really used to flower game. So I wanted to know, like, in the last 45 years, in the last 40 years, really, you have the advent of the internet and of, big change like, was it 1-800-Flowers and all those things. Well, how has your business had to adjust, or what hurdles did you have in kind of adjusting to be able to still be able to compete and be able to really keep your name out there?
So the internet was a huge adjustment. So of course we have an online presence now. We have our website, social media, things like that. That's become a really big part of our business now, whereas before it wasn't. What really sets us apart, I feel, in any small business is the customer service aspect. Mm-hmm. You don't have that with the big chains or the, as we like to call them, the online order gatherers.
Right.
Because they don't really know their flowers. What they do is they take the order, they send it to a florist, and then they tack on a bunch of fees that they're collecting.
Right.
So the consumer's paying more, and the florists, aren't getting the full amount of the order. Customer service is so big in this business because we are dealing with emotions. Mm-hmm. Whether it's you having to say you're sorry,
yep,
or somebody wanting to pay condolences, or their birthday celebrations, that type of thing. So yeah, I think customer service and one-on-one with people is important when you're dealing with emotions.
And I mean, the thing about it is too, like when I showed up here this morning, when you go into a florist shop, it's the smell, it's the aroma, it's everything. I was telling her earlier that my mom used to be a florist, early on in life, and when I came in here, it smelled like home. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so everybody welcomed, everybody's, hey, how's it going? It's not like, hey, how's it going? It's you're very welcomed, and it's a great feeling to be able to walk in and see everything, and I already know that I'm going to be spending a lot of money today.
Yeah, and I guess it's unique also. You can actually see activity going on in the background. Yeah. People actually arranging the flowers that are going to get delivered or you're going to walk out of the store with and give to someone, as opposed to, just clicking the button.
Sure.
And then probably not even knowing, in many cases, if they get there, when they get there. You're just holding your breath, so to speak.
Yeah. Yep.
So I guess with the challenge of the internet's arrival in mind, if you could share some other challenges and how you overcame them, and I guess any top advice for small business owners out there who are listening or watching across all industries, I guess?
So I think one of our biggest challenges as a florist is we used to only get our flowers through other countries, other parts of the United States. So shipping has been a huge aspect, especially from international, because it all has to go through customs.
Right.
So that's been a huge problem with us. That the hurdle we've overcome is that we're going to local farms. We're shopping
awesome.
local. We were just talking earlier. There are some phenomenal farms on the Eastern Shore, through other parts of up through Baltimore.
Yeah.
So I love shopping local. And you're getting a fresh product. You don't. It hasn't sat in customs for 3 days that we weren't even aware of, and that type of thing.
Right.
And I think, as far as other businesses, just continue to learn, continue to grow, and surround yourself with people that love your job as much as you do. I mean, we have a fantastic staff.
Yep.
We're all like family, we get on each other's nerves at times, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we all have a passion for flowers, and so it makes it an enjoyable place to go every day.
That's awesome. Yep, that's great to hear. A little plug for, as I was saying before, there's so many, we have I think 8 farmers markets, and the newest one is once a month, Heroes Pub Farmers Market, and I was there at their opening just last week, and there were 2 starter farms that were growing and selling flowers from greenhouses. So that's great to hear.
Yeah.
Now, the thing about it is that you said that you didn't originally start in the flower business.
Right.
So what was the thing that kind of hooked you and got you into it? Like what made you?
Other than pressure from mom, a little bit.
So nursing was the career path that I had started. And I always tease and say that I picked blooming plants and flowers over blood and guts. But no, it's just, I love the idea of being customer service oriented, and I figure even in nursing, it's a one-on-one. You're dealing with people all the time. But yeah, I just fell in love with the flower industry. Like I said, it's just weddings, and it's just a great industry.
She has the ultimate personality for it. I mean, she's very just calm and just very. So it works. It all works together. So it's great.
Yeah, I can imagine you get a lot of stressed out with how many occasions there are for flower giving, as Grayson was saying, whether it's holidays or just I'm sorry's or thank yous or positive, negative, whatever. I'm sure you.
Or if you're trying to get a raise.
Yeah, anything. I'm sure you get a lot of people where they come in and are looking for whatever, and you need to kind of calm them down and kind of.
Well, and we love a challenge. I mean,
yeah.
Speaking of the internet, I mean, things are so available now, so people come in and with their phones and say, hey, can you recreate this? And, as a designer, as a flower designer, all of us we kind of get excited about that. We like that idea of.
So just challenge. One off the cuff question. What was one of the oddest events or oddest projects that you guys have had?
Oh boy.
She's like, which one?
So we have one gentleman who was overseas, and he liked to send his wife different things each time. So he would come up with these themed ideas, and then just let us build on it. Some were a little more risque than others, but yeah, that was always interesting, and we always looked forward to his phone calls.
Yeah.
Because we never knew what we were going to be challenged with.
So. It makes it interesting. It does. It makes it so interesting.
So do you, can you, so to speak, do pretty much anything under the sun in terms of custom orders? If someone came in and was like, well, I want to send my girlfriend a Venus flytrap with 10 different colored roses or something super random.
If it's something that's absolutely available, then for sure. We still get questions, I'd say at least every other month, about is there such a thing as a black rose?
Yeah.
And there are black roses, but they're so rare that once I tell everybody the price to get them shipped in and that type of thing, they're usually like, yeah, we'll just go ahead and spray it. That's good.
Yeah. Well, again, not to bash them, but I know 1-800-Flowers doesn't offer that type of customization, so
Right.
Yeah.
it's that's great.
So we are at this very pivotal moment in the podcast, and we like to get very serious, and
Yes.
we like to get very intense. So I don't know if you're ready for this.
Sure, bring it.
Direct eyes to the
So we just want to make sure that you guys are aware of everything that's going to be said in this segment. We want to know your top 5 places to eat, shop, and have fun in Anne Arundel County.
Eat. I love
The
food.
pressure's on. The pressure's on.
You can go above 5 if you want. We'll,
I mean, just locally here, I'm a huge lover of Italian food. So we have Primo and we have Bella Napoli, both fabulous Italian food. The Point in Severna Park, Arnold area, is one of my favorites. Annapolis, if you want to go down that far. Oh my gosh, the Chart House. My husband and I love the Chart House. Gosh, you guys got me stumped. There's so many of them. I don't know. I feel like and then right here local again, there's Two Rivers Steakhouse. Fabulous.
Yeah.
Oh, and I should say, I neglected to mention, tell everybody we're in Pasadena. I spoiled that off the bat, but local is Pasadena. So.
And then as far as having fun, I mean, honestly, again, because I love flowers and plants, I mean, we have some great parks here in Anne Arundel County.
We sure do.
So, there's Quiet Waters down in Annapolis, there's Downs Park here, just going and taking a walk, being on the water, that kind of thing is just so good for the soul.
Yes.
Balances it out, Small business owner, you got a lot of stuff going on. You got to have that balance. Got to have that balance.
Awesome. Well, as I said before, we obviously know there's pretty much every day of the week almost an occasion for flower giving. So for my top 5, I often do this. I'm going to cheat and actually ask you for 2 of them. The first is, what are your 5 busiest times of year? And then my second is, what are your 5 favorite flowers personally?
Okay. Time of year would definitely have to be Valentine's Day. I think that's probably a no-brainer.
So we came at a good time then, waiting a couple months after Valentine's Day. At least.
And then our next big holiday is Mother's Day. That's usually our second busiest. I would say after that is probably Christmas. But as far as an actual time of year, we're going into wedding season. We just started wedding season, so
and prom season. I saw online you guys have some nice corsages and everything.
So that's going to be a busy few months leading into the summer and then into the fall again. That's always. And as far as flowers, how long do you guys have? Because
again,
you can go
way above 5 because we will take recommendations.
Well, this is a perfect time of year with flowers just blooming. So all of the spring stuff like the hyacinth, the daffodils, the tulips, jonquils, all of that stuff. Always a fan of roses. They're tried and true. They're just, there's so many different varieties and colors and then orchids. Orchids, again, are just beautiful. So that would probably be my top 2.
I should ask, this is a random follow-up to that, but how hard is it to get your hands on black-eyed Susans if and when you want Maryland state flower?
So they are tough.
Okay, I've heard that.
Yes, but there are sunflowers, which are a lot larger, but they come mini, so they look more like, and then there is a Viking palm, which is a small palm, but it looks like a black-eyed Susan, so we cheat and use those a lot.
Very cool. That's good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
That works. So, Kim, I want to say thank you so much for joining us today. Can you let everybody know your social media handles, all that stuff, where they can find everything and even shop online with you guys?
So we are here in Pasadena, but we deliver all throughout Anne Arundel County. We have a website, which is www.mahersflorist.com. We have Facebook at mahersflorist.com, and then we also have our Instagram, which is at Mahers Florist.
Awesome.
Yeah, and they've got I personally know some great pictures of beautiful flowers out on all those platforms. So speaking of social media, just wanted to also remind everyone out there that you can watch this podcast, past podcasts, and all of our future podcasts on Facebook, YouTube, and you can also find them on our website, aaedc.org. You can also listen to them wherever you get your pod, Spotify, iTunes, Apple, what have you. And finally, just please be sure to follow us on all of our other social platforms as well to stay up to date on the latest and greatest economic development news in the county. So thanks again, Kim, and we'll see you all next time.